Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to a video that's a little bit different to the norm. So this video is all about why I turned down a nutrition sponsorship, partnership, ambassadorship, whatever you want to call it. But it's not all bad news. There is a silver lining to this cloud, so please do stick around. Firstly, for those who are new around here, I'm an amateur triathlete trying to chase the Kona dream. I do a daily video documenting my training towards, hopefully, some point in my life, qualifying for the Ironman World Championships in Kona. So people say that my vlog is about a 2.5 out of 10. So if that is your sort of bag, please do hit the subscribe button down below. I would be very grateful. Okay, shameless self-promotion out the way. This channel has grown quite a lot over the last year or so, and I don't really know what I'm doing. But one of the things I'm slowly learning about is like brand partnerships and those sorts of things. That's essentially what this video is about, as well as about a product as well. So if you haven't seen his videos already, Cody Beals, the pro triathlete, has actually started a YouTube channel, and he started it with a bang, with a massive rant. And that is basically what has inspired this video. So if you haven't seen that already, please do check it out. I'll leave a link to it down below. Let's get stuck into it. Now, I'm nowhere near either good enough as an athlete or big enough as a YouTube channel to have brands trying to kick my door down for a deal. So if there's something that I did want to do, I'd have to be ringing around, emailing, generally being a massive pest to a lot of people. And I'm certainly not saying I'm above that. God knows I've tried. I've just quickly found that it's so hard to get anywhere. And then if you do, like for what? Because of the reasons I've just mentioned, it's very often just a little bit of free product. I sort of think, well, like all the effort for so little, is it really worth it to then have to ram discount codes and products down your guys' necks? Although, being a small YouTuber, I do get the occasional email or Instagram DM from brands or companies wanting to do some sort of work together. Nutrition is probably one of the most popular ones, to be honest. Most of it is sketchy AF. I think the most recent one was somebody trying to get me to sell some fish eggs or something. Didn't quite understand that one, but whatever. But whenever I get that sort of message, not the fish egg one, the other ones, I do try and genuinely explore it a little bit. You know, I'm thinking about how I can deliver some value to you guys, as well as me exploring the product as a user and that sort of thing. I'm also very lucky to already work with two absolutely brilliant partners. So I have NRG Chains, who supply me with my wax chains, run by a brilliant gentleman, and James at RideHarder, my coach. Again, great guy, great company. And they are the things that I look for as well in potential partners. You know, the actual people who run those businesses, are they super sick? So whenever I do get an individual or company reaching out to me via email or Instagram DM or whatever, sometimes they're really brief and sometimes they're absolutely pages and pages. But either way, I always try and reach out to that person and arrange a phone call or more detailed discussion to hear more about the company, more about them as an individual, and more than anything, for me to bore them about how I'm going to qualify for Kona one day. And that's not always needed. Sometimes they've given me all the information I need, but the only purpose of that is for me trying to find out if I'm one of 100 that they've contacted, or I'm the one that they've contacted. And I'd say probably 9 times out of 10, this doesn't lead anywhere. They don't come back to me. And also 9 times out of 10, I don't then chase it up. Gymshark, please return my calls. And I usually leave it at that. But sometimes it does progress, and then that translates to something you guys and girls see. So just before Christmas 2020, really sorry about the time it's taken me to get this video out, I had an email from a gentleman who was asking if Liz and I would like to try some of his products, some of his nutrition. I immediately liked that because firstly, he'd at least watched at least 1 or 2 videos to know that this isn't a one-man band. We are a double act. And secondly, he'd also not put any pressure on me to do anything. It was just a case of, test this out, let me know what you think. He hadn't come out with, I want 5 Instagram posts and 2 videos and all those sorts of things. So normal process, I went back to him and said, yeah, can we have a bit more of a chat about this? And he actually came back to me. We had a great phone conversation. I found out more about himself, his company. I bored him about triathlon quite a lot, and that really ticked the box for me. So the gentleman's name is Lee, and Lee runs a company called Full Steam. Now, Full Steam are predominantly event organisers, so he arranges like running events and delivers them and multi-sport events. But alongside that, he's also started the nutrition company. And when I spoke to him, I could really tell that this was like, he was passionate about it, and he spent a lot of time like developing it. It was really like, you know, it's his brand and he really cared about it. He didn't try to wow me with, oh, it's got this many carbs in it, it'll make you ride a bike faster than Harry Palmer. Not hard. Instead, he was just really honest about the product, and we had just had a great conversation. We just seemed to click. And obviously, over the last year or so, sports nutrition and particularly sports events companies have had it pretty hard. So I was immediately thinking about, you know, how can I support this guy? So for me, the numbers about nutrition are great, but the main priority for me with nutrition is, do you like the taste of it? In my opinion, if you like the taste of it, you're going to eat and drink more of it just naturally. So therefore you will be better fueled for all your training and racing. If you don't like it, it can have all the carbs or whatever you want in the world in it, But if you don't like it, you're not going to eat or drink much of it, are you? So there's absolutely no point in progressing to a business conversation without actually deciding if Liz and I like the product or not. So Lee kindly sent us a couple of taster packs and we did some testing. By God, did we do a lot of testing. So what I did was we have all these packets of carb mix and we tested them all on indoor rides, on outdoor rides, and each time I had one, I wrote on the packet what the session was I did, what I thought of it, mark out of 10 and so on. So we've got here raspberry ice, picks them at random, 7 out of 10, twangy, refreshing, 28th of the second was a long ride, excellent. This one is red berry, Liz, long ride, no stomach issues, she's previously struggled with stomach issues on the bike, tasted berry-y. Okay, thanks, Liz. Grape ice, Daniel, the 2nd of March, 2 times 15 minutes threshold, 7 out of 10, refreshing, ice equals bit dry. Okay. Tropical Tang, 11 out of 10, once, twangy, pineapple-y, PTO, this one's got a part 2, Zwift duathlon race. You get the idea. Basically, we went through like each flavour a couple of times and just wrote down our thoughts about it. And in summary, there were some flavours that we perhaps wouldn't buy and some flavours that we would. And there were some that we both would, and different ones, interestingly, I would actually really enjoy drinking. And because of that, when I was indoors especially, I was drinking more than I would normally. Therefore, meaning that I was more fueled for the session. So we've done our here's one we made earlier. We like the product. What next? So I mulled it over in my mind. What do I want from any sort of product partnership? What do I think you guys want from any sort of product partnership? And I kept coming back to the conclusion that I think you guys would like just real, genuine, honest reviews rather than seeing the channel just turn into one big advert. I also have a genuine dislike for a lot of brands that appear to pressure influencers and athletes into constantly posting about how amazing their product is and you've got to use a discount code and it's thanks to this that I was able to do this and all of that. From what I've seen of some of the ambassador contracts, they are very, very target driven and that comes across in their posts so obviously. It's also pretty hilarious when these agreements come to an end and the individual immediately starts posting about the next best thing since sliced bread and you're like, well, hang on, what happened to this thing you were trying to flog me last week? Was that a lie? Was that relationship nothing to you? Because I don't know about you, but whenever I see any sort of recommendation from somebody who is either receiving the product for free or is being paid to say anything about that product, I take it with a pinch of salt because I think, how can you be sure? I'm sure there are some really genuine partnerships out there, and I like to think that the ones that I have are, so I'm sure that there are others, but it just plants that seed of doubt in your mind, doesn't it? So whilst I think it's smart for me in some circumstances to gratefully accept some products, I didn't think this was quite right for these sorts of products just now. Anyway, I digress, but I think it's important to note that at no point during any of this did Lee insinuate that I need to do any amount of Instagram posts or YouTube videos or sell my soul for a discount code, any of that. I just didn't want to get on that slippery slope towards that sort of thing. I'm not saying no, never. I'm just saying no, not right now. And I think the best way that I can support Lee in his business is to genuinely recommend the product. And the best way I can do that is by being a paying customer, which I just went ahead and did several times. I can't pick any more up, but I've got some other stuff. So, you know, I think money talks, doesn't it? And like, if I'm just going to go and buy something and use it, then that's probably the best recommendation you can get. So I feel like I've spent more time talking about agreements and like ambassadors and whatever than I have the actual product. And I suppose that's the way this video was sort of going. But I do want to point out that I absolutely love this product. It's going to form part of my nutrition strategy amongst many other brands. I feel like I've also not mentioned the pre-workout that they do as well. Now, pre-workout is something that I'd associated with, you know, gym heads or whatever. But upon reading more about it and upon testing it, Lee makes a product that is essentially, it's got 15 grams of carbs in per bottle, which isn't very many, I know, and then it's got you know, caffeine and other like stimulants. Basically, it's all legal on that, but it's just like a, you don't want to take on too much carbs and things for a real short, intense exercise, so like a 10-mile TT or a Zwift race, desperate I know, that sort of thing. And I've tried that and it's absolutely worked really well. But I'm going to leave Lee's links down below. Please do check out the website. All the information about the nutritional aspects of the products are in there. I'm not going to try and butcher those. So whilst I don't have an ongoing agreement with Lee at Full Steam, as I mentioned, he's a great guy. He has agreed to hook you guys and girls up with two things. Firstly, I've got the power to give away 5 of these trial boxes. So one sachet of each of these 6 different flavors. You can see why I don't get a deal, can't you? One of the 6 different flavours, like 1 sachet of each, in the box for free. All you need to do to be in the chance of winning those is drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favourite nutrition is and why. And also, if you're looking for nutrition inspiration, check out the comment section down below. There might be somebody who's recommended something that'd be right up your street. And I'm going to pick those 5 comments in a few days randomly because I make the rules. And then as well as that, if you want to purchase one of these trial packets, as I mentioned, I think taste is so important. So I'm not going to sit here and say this one is the best one for you. I know which flavours I prefer, but I'm not even going to tell you because I don't want to skew you any which way and then you come back at me and say, oh, Daniel, you said this was nice and it's not. It's individual. Anyway, the code DAN1/2 will get you a half price taster box. So I think for £4.50 plus a couple of quid postage, you get 6 bottles of carb mix, which I don't think is bad at all and is well worth giving a go. It's just a great idea as well. Before committing to buy a big tub of something, you can just have 1 or 2 bottles of it, and it's a lot more straightforward to test it, isn't it? Right, I feel like I've gone on for even longer than normal, so I'm going to draw that to a close. Please do check it out if you're interested. Help support a small business, support the challenge, show that this sort of method does work. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down below any thoughts, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Yeah, sorry, darling. Thank you.